morning, third grade. Here's what I want you to do. Make sure 100% that you are reading all of the announcements every day. I have one every single day. So make sure you take the time to read it. It's only a couple sentences, but it gives you important information. Like actually go on the Google Nearpod go on Google Classroom and click on the Nearpod so you can get counted for the day for being in school. I know this is really different for a lot of you, but that's okay. Make sure you're clicking on the Nearpod. If you're just in Google Meets, it doesn't count that you're in class. You have to do the poll in the Nearpod. So what we're doing today, real quick, is we're going to click on this classwork right here, the tab, as we do always. Then we're going to click on independent practice. You've already done this because you're already in the Nearpod if you're watching this video. That's good. Now, I want you to click on this third grade Google Driver. It's the orange one. So we've had a red, we've had a blue, now we're getting an orange. And we're going to learn something new today. So we're going to click on that. And everybody already has a copy of this, so you don't have to worry about all of that stuff. And what we're doing, if you look at the directions right here, it's very simple. We are going to actually add a text box. So a text box is a little almost invisible box that you're able to type in. Because if I make a new slide, you can see there's nothing here. I'm not able to type anything unless I create a text box, and that's okay. So what I want you guys to do is we're going to go down to the second slide right here. There are only 3 slides, so this shouldn't take you super long. And what we're going to do is we are going to add a text box. There are 2 different ways. The first way to add a text box is go up to Insert right here. And you're going to go down to where it says text box. And look at this image right here where my mouse is. It's a T with a little box around it. That means text box. All right. So we're going to click that text box. Now, if I click anywhere, it's going to make a text box. So what I want you to do is I want you to go down to where the snake is, and I want you to click and hold it down. You have to hold it down, and I just messed it up. So we're going to do that again because that happens. Now let's say I click over here and I accidentally make a text box right here. If I click on one of these blue boxes, see where my arrow is? If I click on one of those blue boxes and push backspace, it will delete it, and that's important to know. So we're going to try it again. Insert, text box, and I'm going to go and I'm going to hold my button down. Don't let your button up, and I'm going to draw with my trackpad a text box. Once I do that, I can click inside it. So see where my arrows are? I'm going to click inside if I double click, and I'm going to write snake, because that's what this is. So we're labeling the picture. So I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to go up to Insert. I'm going to click on the text box. I'm going to draw the text box. So hold the button down and then draw with my trackpad. And if that happens, it's still there, even if you don't see it. So if you kind of know where it is, you can double click on it. So this one is a B. So I'm going to click again. Try it again. Text box. I'm going to draw it out. This one is an ant. Right? And I'm going to do one more time. Insert. Text box. Oops, I did it over here. I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to push the blue box. And I'm going to push backspace. And I'm going to go and do it again. Now I'm doing this on purpose so that way you guys can see how to fix any issue, right? So let's do my text box. Double click inside. This one's a little harder to spell. Ladybug. All right. So we have snake, bee, ant, and ladybug. Once we're done with that, we're going to go to the next one right here. Okay. So the next one, we're going to do a little bit different. So if you notice an insert, see how there's a little symbol, the T with a box around it? there's also a little symbol right here. So this is the same thing as clicking on insert. So this is called a shortcut. And if I go text box and I draw my text box, it's the same thing. So that is not a, there we go. That's a tiger. Now if I do it again, I'm going to click this one and draw it out. This is a cat. What is that? Well, kind of looks like a panda. So we're going to click on text box and we're going to draw it out and do a panda. And I'm typing all this out for you so you guys can see how to spell everything. And we're going to do it again. This one's a dog. D-O-G. Okay. And last one, we're going to do these four. Real simple. Now I can either use insert text box or I can use the other one. So we're drawing out our text box and doing PIG. Or I can use this one. Oops, this one right here. And this is my turtle. Turtle. And we have a fish. You can probably hear my little dog in the background. That's okay. And finally, I'll use the insert text box. And this, you could call this a chick, you can call it a bird, you could call it whatever you would like. All right, now once I'm done with all three of these, now remember this one is just showing you how to do it. We're going to go back to Google Classroom. So if you haven't already, we're going to click back to Google Classroom. This is where we want to be. And then we're going to go, and it tells me edit assignment. So I'm going to switch my Google Classroom to where a third grader's is. Okay. So we're going to switch it to Emiliano's. And we're going to go to third grade. And it won't show up in Emiliano's, but that's okay because we'll just go to a different one. So we're going to click View Assignment, and then all you have to do is click Submit. There will be a Submit button right here. So we're going to go back and, oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry, guys. So we're going to go back to Tuesday, and you'll see that. I'll View Assignment, and you'll see that Turn In right here. That's what it's going to be. So make sure you click that Turn In when you're finished. And then it's going to ask you if you really want to turn it in. You click Turn In again. All right. So I'm going to click Cancel because we don't need to turn in Emiliano's work. And that's it. Once you're done with that, you're going to go to Reflection, Lesson 5 Reflection. And you're going to answer this question. What is one way to create a text box? And then you type your answer. If I were to type an answer, it's going to be either push the text box symbol or it's to go Insert and click text box and draw your text box. All right. So that's it, guys. That's the whole lesson for the day. And if you need me, I will be in Google Meets to answer any questions for you. All right, guys. I will see you in Google Meets.